Table for two, table for two,
having fun,
playing games, just me and you.
So, yeah,
welcome to the Table for Two show.
Yeah, we actually do sing the song, and not as good as we used to. So we thought we'd just, I don't know, do that.
We don't have anyone directing us.
Actually, somebody texted us a long time ago saying, "Are you guys singing that song?" No, we hired professionals.
Yeah, we hired
professional singers. All right. Anyway, here we are. Mm-hmm. Another week.
Yes.
In quarantine.
Yep.
Playing games.
Mm-hmm.
Which we do like. That's the only good news about this quarantine is playing games. Right?
True. Yes.
Okay. So today we're going to be taking a look at another Ravensburger game, which we absolutely love. Is it Ravensburger? Do we even know how to pronounce it properly?
I'm saying Ravensburger because the bird is a raven, not a raven.
Yeah, true. So I picked up this game, believe it or not, at Target. Mm-hmm. Target has some games, in case you didn't know. Especially some of the Targets are open, so you can go get some more games if you want, in case you want to pick this up yourself. This is actually not a very nice sounding game, but it's called Horrified. That's kind of how we feel right now,
Horrified.
It's 1 to 5 players.
Yes.
Now, we have heard some feedback about, it kind of sucks that we can't play games right now because we can't see our friends, we live alone. Mm-hmm. And we thought, we got to start looking at some more one-player games as well. So there is a solo mode for this game, and it looks pretty cool.
Yep.
So, hey, if you're looking to pick up a new game that's solo mode, Horrified.
Yeah.
Horrified. 16 minutes approximately it took. Mm-hmm. But it really cool graphics. I really glad I picked it up. And by the way, we're writing this up for GTM as well. We were actually able to do this for GTM and put it on our show.
Yep.
So you'll see that in a couple of months, I'm assuming, safely. Anyway, so first things first.
Yes.
What kind of wine do we drink with a scary, with a scary board game? Well, first of all, here's a glass.
It'll be a scary show too. We'll see.
It might be a scary show. Usually we dress up. Years ago we used to dress up in costume and everything else. Yeah. And honestly, there's no Party City open right now, so we can't go buy costumes. Yeah. So I guess we could wear our old costumes, but that doesn't seem cool.
Yeah.
But I found a really cool wine to go with this game.
Oh, that looks nice.
As a matter of fact, I left it in the kitchen. The cork there it is. Give me the cork. It's over there.
Oh, it rolled away.
Rolled away.
There we go.
It had a black cork.
Ooh.
Which I think is super cool.
That is cool.
Anyway, it's called, what's it called? It's called Dark. Dark. You can't read the label, it's so black.
Yeah.
Apothic Dark Red Wine. Mm-hmm. Red blend. So I think you guys figured it out. We like red. Mm-hmm. Ooh, it's purple.
Ooh.
It's actually purple blend. But anyway, I thought Apothic Dark sounded perfect for Horrified.
It does. It does.
And where did I pick this bottle of wine up? The local grocery store, believe it or not.
Yep.
Our cute little town here that we live in, which we won't tell you where that is, but near Chicago. It has a little grocery store, and they had this, and I was like, wow.
Yes.
I'm surprised to see this in our little town.
Maybe they're being smart, and they're like,
get all sorts of wine.
People need some spirits to
I got it.
Get through all this.
So Apothic Dark for the dark game. Mm.
Oh, that smells really good.
Mm. Oh, that's nice.
You know what? This is even better than last week's. And that one was good.
I love last week's.
Oh, I think this
I like it a lot, though. It's from California, 2017.
I think this one's really good.
Vintage. Anyway, so Apothic Dark. Ooh, I forget the game was String Line. So, Phil, tell us a little bit about the storyline of Horrified.
Yes. So the story is we are all heroes.
Heroes.
And we are, of course...
With wine?
We could be with wine. And, of course, there are monsters visiting our village, and we need to defeat the monsters.
Defeat the monsters.
Yes. So that's really the whole object of the game is to defeat them. Heroes begin with a hero card or a...
badge.
Hero badge.
It's a badge of honor, basically.
Yes, it actually looks like a badge.
And it's funny, you had a girl and I had a boy. No, I think it's funny because I like this game because the girl was blue and the boy was pink. Ha ha,
yes.
World.
So...
I thought that was good.
Once we picked them, we just went with them. So,
I did.
And each badge shows like how many actions you get on your turn. It shows who you are. And it also shows what your special ability or additional action can be. Mm-hmm. And at the very bottom, it says where you start on the board. And we'll talk about the board in a little bit.
Yeah. And you get a little mover for the board.
Yes.
So you don't put this on the board. This is just reminding you who you are and what you do.
Yep.
But I liked it. I was the courier. I thought he was kind of cool.
Yes, I was the scientist.
Oh, and each hero also starts with, there's a deck of what they call Perk Cards. Mm-hmm. And we each start with one.
Yes.
You can earn more during the game. We'll explain. But what's nice is this gives you like a little extra ability or something else you can do during your turn to hopefully help you win the game.
Yeah, you only use them one time typically, so
Right.
you just discard them. So everyone gets a nice little card to guide them through the moves of the game.
I always
too,
like
which is
a
kinda
game
cool.
that gives you a card to tell you how to play. It's
Yep.
so much easier. Then we've got the monsters.
Yes.
Now, by the way, in our game we played with 2 monsters. The book actually tells you there's like the beginner mode, novice mode, you know, that kind of thing. And it shows you if you've never played the game before, maybe use these 2 monsters in your first game, which we did. We followed the directions. But now we're looking forward to trying different monsters and trying more monsters. And so we did 2 monsters. One of the monsters we played was Dracula, and the other one was I call him the Swamp Thing, but I think he has a better name. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
From the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember this, but that was broadcast in 3D on TV years ago. It was like a real big deal. People watching with the glasses.
With those little funky 3D glasses, though, not like the cool ones we have today.
Glasses, so,
but each monster, what I like about this game is each monster has different components and different ways to win against the monster. So it's not just like all the monsters you have to kill them or something. It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So we have the monster. What do they call this? A monster board, I guess.
The monster mat.
Mat.
Yes.
It's like a little piece of paper.
The
It's a
monster mat.
The monster mat. And this is Dracula. But on each mat, it'll show you, of course, who it is in Dracula. And then it shows you there's certain tasks that you have to complete before you can defeat that monster.
Yes.
So your first goal is to complete tasks
Right.
that the monster requires. The second goal is then to defeat that monster.
Yes.
And it'll tell you how to do that, and we'll see that in just a moment. But they're really cool. I think, like you said, I think some of them are characters from Universal or something.
They are all characters from
Yeah.
classic Universal films, which is kind of cool. So Mummy and stuff like that.
Because we had
Yeah,
Dracula
cool.
on our, you can't probably see that, but we had Dracula.
Yep.
Little red, that dude. And we have, I call him Swamp Thing. I still call him Swamp Thing.
The creature from the Black Lagoon.
Swamp Thing.
Which
It's the
makes
same
me
looking guy.
makes me worried about the water quality in this village.
No,
Anyway.
that's true. So those. Oh, by the way, so when you put the monsters on the board, they all both have a starting space as well. You'll see that in the picture playthrough. But then each monster comes with. Oh, I'm just gonna show you a little bag of stuff. Each monster has their own bag of stuff, things that they have. So, for example, Dracula. We'll use Dracula because I have the card here.
Yeah.
It shows you the tasks you have to complete. Is you have to smash 4 of the coffins. Okay, so where are these coffins? Well, there's little coffin tokens for Dracula, and they tell you where to place them on the board. So, like one was in the crypt, I believe, and, wherever they were on the board. So you have to get to that place,
Yes.
and then you have to smash it.
Yes.
And I'll explain how to smash it in just a minute. But then once you get all 4, in this case, coffins smashed, then you can go, hopefully, get to the wherever the Dracula is and whatever spot he's in, and then you have to do something specific to defeat him, which we'll show you that as well. But it's kind of nice how each one has their own little storyline that you have to do. So
Yep.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
And Swamp
I like
Thing, Swamp Thing. Here, explain Swamp Thing's thing. Swamp Thing's thing.
Swamp Thing.
It's not Swamp Thing. It's Creature in the Black Lagoon.
Now you got me saying Swamp
Sorry.
Thing.
That's more wine. Would help.
I feel like we're going to be on Dagobah pretty soon. It's a whole different storyline.
On what?
Star Wars.
No.
So, Creature from the Black Lagoon, you have to get a boat. And so, literally, right on the card, there's a pattern for a boat.
Like a little map. It's like a map.
It's a map, and you have to sail the boat to a lair. And of course, the creature's going to jump out of the water and rock the boat and move you back, and it's kind of a cool storyline. So you think you're in the lair, and then you're not in the lair anymore.
You have to be in the lair when you go to defeat him. So if you get out of the lair, you got to go back.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's almost
But
like
it's
a
fun.
mini play board aside from the real board.
That's right. Now there's these other things. There's a lot of pieces to this. It wasn't huge, but it's a lot, you got to punch.
Yeah.
There's something called items, and they're yellow, red, and blue.
Yep.
All these items are put in a bag and shaken up. And at the very beginning, you take the items, 12 of them, out of the bag, and you'll see that it'll say this one goes to the camp, and this one goes to the precinct, and this one goes to the laboratory. Wherever, place them wherever you're supposed to, place them according to what they say. They also have numbers on them. So this is a precinct. It's actually a pistol, and it's got a 6 on it. Okay,
Yeah.
so who cares? We'll explain during your turn. You get to pick these up, but to point out why these are important, very important. I need 6 red items to smash a coffin. I need 6 yellow items in order to defeat him. So these are super important because not only do they let you do the tasks, but they let you hopefully defeat them. And what else do? They also defend you.
Yes.
Yes. So monster attacks you.
We'll talk about what happens when you get attacked
A
in
little
a
defense
little bit.
going on there. Yeah. Anything else? Oh, villagers.
And then, of course, then the monster dice back there, which
Yeah,
we'll
we'll get
talk
to
about
that
in a minute.
But then you have villagers.
Yeah, so villagers come out during the game, and the object with the villagers is to save them. They have a location that you're trying to get them to save them.
So sometimes you'll get a card and it'll say, not this card, but this card, and it'll say, take out villager Fritz and put him in the blah, blah, blah area. And then, okay, so you put him there. That's how you do that. But then it'll say he needs to go to the Institute. So it tells you right on top where he has to go.
Yeah.
If you get him there by moving him with you, or it's called something else you can do.
If you get him off the board by moving him to where he's supposed to go, then you've saved him, which is good.
You've saved him, but then you also get another new perk card.
Yes.
Now, that's the only way you can get more perk cards is to save villagers.
Yes.
How many times did we do that in our game?
We did it 0 times.
We didn't save any villagers.
I don't know if we were selfish.
As a matter of fact, 3 of our villagers died.
Yeah, one of them I picked up and then set her down, and
So honestly,
I'll just leave you over here.
the next time I play this game, I want to try to save a villager. Try to get a perk. By the way, we won the game.
We did.
Believe it or not, but we were very selfish.
In our selfish mode, we won the game.
The villagers died, or they stayed on the board, and we didn't care about the villagers. But that's important because now let's talk a little bit about the board itself. Then we'll talk about the play and how it works. So here's this beautiful. By the way, this board. When you first open the box, it's got like a little thing on it, and it's a little scary. It says, "We feel it would be a little unkind to present this game without just a word of friendly warning. You are about to unfold," get it, unfold, "one of the strangest tales ever told," and it rhymes too. "We think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It may even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, especially nowadays, now it's your chance to, well, we warned you." And they're like, okay, do I open this game? Do I wait and hold this game until after the quarantine? But it was such a fun game. There's nothing scary. I can tell you. It's fun. It really is. This board is beautiful, by the way. You're going to grab and have it. It's a small board, but it's beautiful. Look at the color. I mean, you can see it on the camera, but the color on this board is beautiful. Basically, this is your village. Right?
Got all your locations where the heroes and the monsters can move.
Shop and camps and theaters and all sorts of things you can't go to today.
It's got a few water locations that only, like the creature can go to.
He starts in the lagoon.
Yep. And then very important at the top is the terror track. It starts on 0. It ends with a skull. If it gets to the skull, that's one of the ways to lose.
Yeah, and this is a cooperative game. We haven't said that already. I think we did, but if we didn't, this is a cooperative game. And if that track gets to the skull, you're all dead.
Yes.
That's one way that you die. But there's another way you die we'll talk about in a minute. But however, there's something else that's very important.
Notice you got the solo mode.
Oh, yeah, in solo mode, you start on the 3.
Yeah.
Sorry, solo mode people.
A little tougher.
Well, it's a little tougher. But plus you don't want the game to last. Well, maybe you do want the game to last a long time.
Yes.
But another component of the monsters, all right, so for example, the creature from the Black Lagoon, I said it right. When he starts in the lagoon, that's all nice and well, but the camp actually has what's called an overlay because you're using him in your game. So you actually put this on top of the camp, it's purple, but this is actually where you have to be in order to move the mover on the map to get to the lair. So you have to be in the camp to do that. So you'll see some of the other monsters in the game have other overlays that go on certain things to help progress the game along. So it's really, I mean, this game can change every time, which I really, really like. But I think the game is just, actually the board is just simply gorgeous.
Yeah.
I always spelled it wrong too. Don't make fun of me.
I'll take it.
I got it.
You got it. All right.
Good Lord.
Remember when you used to have to fold maps? This was a little easier
What's
than
a
that.
map?
Okay.
Turn left at the location. Okay, go ahead.
So,
gameplay.
So,
very easy.
Let's see. During your hero phase,
Let's mention there's 2 phases to every turn.
Every turn, there's a hero phase and a monster phase.
Sorry, I did monster phase.
They give you, of course, as I mentioned before, you get this nice little card. You have multiple things you can do on your turn. You can move from space to space.
In our case, by the way, we had 4 actions each. Go ahead.
Yes, we both had 4 actions, which it said on top of the card. You can guide villagers, so you can pick up and you can drop off villagers, or you can move them along with you, which is kind of cool and obviously necessary.
If you want to get perk cards, not like us.
Pick up items. Nice thing is if there are 1 or more items in a spot on the board, you can pick them all up at once.
Need them.
You can share items with another hero if you're in the same space with them.
Reminds me a little bit of pandemic.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. You can advance. Let's see.
The tasks.
Advance the tasks. Which
now,
is
in that case, if I was on the coffin space with the coffin, I could use the advance action to try to smash it, as long as I had 6 red items. So that's what's called an advance action.
Yes. Bottom of that card is defeat. That's another action.
And that's, again, 6. In this case, for Dracula, I'd have 6 yellow
Yes.
to do that.
And then you may have a special action, which that's one of the other actions you can do.
I could actually jump right to your space from wherever I was.
Yes. So the scientist is kind of different. The scientist just has an ability. It lowers the cost of things, but it's not really a special action.
So basically, on your turn, you're debating. You're saying, okay, first of all, you need items to do anything. So you want to try to grab as many items as you can. You can only move 1 space per turn, so you want to make sure you're making that a proper space. Or as many, actually, you can make as many moves as you want on the move, as long as it's up to 4 in our case.
Yeah.
But you want to pick up items, find out where you're going, try to figure out where you're going, make sure you're going to do the tasks, and then eventually hopefully defeat. I mean, you have to think. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You have to do a little strategy. Plus, you're working together.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you have a blue one, I need a blue one, let me meet you up and give you the blue.
You do find that during the game, like you figure your moves out, and then we're going to talk about the monsters, and then all of a sudden something happens like, oh, now I got to go back to where I came from.
Because then there's this monster deck. Monster deck of cards.
Yep.
Now the monster deck, basically at the very beginning of the monster turn. So after I take my regular turn, I do a monster turn. I pick a monster card. At the very top of the card, it will tell you how many items to take out of the bag to put on the board, if there's any. It could say 0, just so you know. Then you'll have a special event or an action in the middle. Like for example, this one says on the move. It says we haven't talked about this yet. Move the frenzy marker to the next monster. Move each villager 1 space towards their safe location. So it just depends on what you're doing, but we didn't talk about this frenzy marker. When you first put your monster mats out, there's a frenzy number at the top. You start the game with the frenzy marker on the lowest numbered monster. Whatever monster is marked frenzy might have a frenzy action happen here and there. But then in this one, you would have to move the one to the next frenzied monster, the next monster making frenzy. So the first thing is item, second thing is the event, but then the nasty stuff happens. At the very bottom of the monster card, it shows you a symbol. The symbol is either going to be the frenzied monster, in this case, that's actually the frenzied monster. It'll show swamp thing. Creature of the Black Lagoon,
One of the
Dracula, and now of course, if something is in there you don't play, like let's say it's the Wolfman, and we don't have Wolfman in our game, we just skip. You skip it. Same thing for the event. If there's something to do with a character that's not in your game, you just skip it. But then it'll tell you, okay, first thing you want to do is move that monster towards the nearest person or villager, hero or villager. This one you got to move it 3, which is not nice. Then it tells you how many, there's 3 dice, 3 monster dice. And this one tells you to roll 2 of them. So you roll your 2 dice. If the die has an exclamation point on it, there's a special action that happens that the monster does. So in the Dracula's case, basically you place the current player's hero in the Dracula space. Not nice. Or you have the hit symbol, which means you get hit. For each hit, you could basically get kicked out of the game for a moment. We'll explain that. Or you can defeat the hit or defend the hit using your action or your item tokens, for each hit. So if you have 1 hit, you need to get rid of 1 item.
And it doesn't matter the amount that's on it.
It's just
you have to get rid of one.
If no symbol, then nothing happens. But it's really important because if you do get kicked out of the game, now if a villager gets hurt, they don't defeat.
Villagers get attacked too.
They get out of the game completely. But then when they get kicked out of the game, guess what happens? The terror goes up. If you get kicked out of the game, the terror also goes up, but you get to go to the hospital your next turn, and you wait till the next turn to take your next turn, but now you're not where you were, and you have to start, figuring out where you're going to go next. So nobody ever gets kicked out of the game human-wise, hero-wise.
No, but you're one step closer to that skull.
But if you don't defeat in our case, 2 monsters by the time that terror track hits, or by the time you run out of monster cards, you have lost the game. Now, we won the game. We were very happy about that.
We were.
Very happy about that. Now, I will tell you this. The picture playthrough is very limited. Not because Jane was being lazy with the pictures or posting today. It's because I don't want to ruin the game for you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's only X amount of monster cards in this pile. So if I kept showing you the monster cards, it's like you know what's going to happen if you play the game. So I did a very limited amount of turns. Just to show you how the game is played, and it makes at least an idea of how it works without messing it up for you. I just don't like to do that.
Because I don't think the game would have been as fun if sometimes you get a new game and you look through a lot of the components. So I think if you look through all the cards first, it might blow some of the fun of the game.
And there's only 30 of them, so it's not like it's a huge pile of. Maybe they'll do an expansion.
Well, they could.
They could do that. And truthfully, though, some of the monsters you're not using during your turn, basically, move the bride, or Frankenstein's bride, by the way. I can't do that because, I'm not using the bride. Next time we play, though, I think we're going to use more monsters. The 2 monsters was pretty good. It was easy. We won. But But I would like to see more, complication.
I looked just like, the mummy looks like it has a really cool objective for the tasks to perform and stuff. They're all different, so.
How come I'm the only one drinking the wine?
I think it would be mine's going down.
When I watch this video later and see what times you
There
pick
you
up a glass of wine. So anyway, I really like this game a lot. Again, graphics are beautiful. Fun game, solo player mode, which is important this time. We'll be putting this up for the contest next month, so maybe you'll win a copy of it, which is cool. And also, we're doing this particular one for GTM. We've never ever done an article at GTM for a game we put on the show. We try to keep that separate, but because we liked it so much, we wrote the article for GTM. I'm like, we got to show this on the show. This one's really, really good.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
I really like
Do you agree?
this game. Yes.
Good.
No, it's good. There's a lot of strategy to it. I really liked it.
Wait till you see next week's game.
It was more in depth than I expected it to be, so it was good.
Next week's game is going to be even more fun.
Which one is next week?
I'm not telling.
Oh.
It's actually it's kind of a weird game, but I thought we should try it.
Okay.
You'll see next week on the Table for Two
weird
show.
Game.
So don't forget to watch.
All right.
Meanwhile, really quick, if you're watching the end of this, God bless you. Thank you for watching the end of our show.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, kill it after a little bit. Don't forget to enter the picture puzzle contest.
Yeah.
Because we still have a couple more days for that.
We got a lot of entries.
We got a lot of entries. May 30th. I'm going to post an album with everybody's entries. Don't worry, I won't use your names. I know people like privacy. I won't do that. But I will post the pictures of the puzzles. I think that's good enough to post, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll pick a winner on May 30th. And then our contest for our normal monthly contest is still going on. So don't forget to go to polls or pages on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and enter the entry and see what. Of
course, on YouTube.
This is getting to me.
YouTube, click the little bell, subscribe. That'd be good.
I feel like Okay, never mind.
Okay.
This is really good wine.
I'm telling you, it's really good.
Dark from California. It is very tasty.
I think it didn't seem like it needed to open up, but it got even better.
Wine, believe me, we've had a $100 bottle of wine. Not recently, because we haven't gone to a restaurant in a long time. But this is $16.99.
Yeah.
Now, for some people, that still might be too much. Fair enough. No judgment there. But for $16.99, this is as good as an $80 bottle of wine.
It's not $2 Chuck, but it's good wine.
$2 Chuck. That's why you know he's from the Midwest and I'm not.
Yeah.
All right. Now this is Smash the Midwest. All people, Midwest people, yell at me now.
No, it's true.
Don't come for me. I was just joking. All right, we're gonna go drink the rest of this wine. We'll see you next week.